Next on Worcester News Tonight, the area prepping for a major nor'easter. More on how the city is staying ahead of the storm. Plus, a Worcester church opens its doors for a shelter for the homeless tonight as the winter weather moves into the region. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Catherine Andrioli. A major snowstorm is moving into the region. It could dump nearly 2 feet of snow on the Worcester area. And tonight, the city's DPW is preparing for the storm by readying plows and de-icing vehicles before heavy snow moves into the area Tuesday morning. Crews could be seen gearing up sand and salt trucks ahead of the storm, which is forecasted to begin early Tuesday morning. Worcester's de-icing trucks were also out pre-treating the roads Monday. The snowfall is going to continue throughout the day Tuesday, and the city is urging people to stay off the roads during the storm. According to the National Weather Service, a blizzard warning will be in effect from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday for parts of Worcester County. Our Olivia Lemon spoke with Worcester's Department of Public Works today and has more on how the city is preparing.
I'm not prepared. I'm not ready for this. I thought it was over.
Shoppers like Ashley LaFountain are stocking up on some last-minute items before Tuesday's big snowstorm.
Food, snacks, toilet paper, make sure I have everything so I don't have to go out.
I usually go to the grocery store after the gym, and it's never this packed, ever.
The National Weather Service is predicting some parts of Worcester County could see up to 18 inches of snow. In Worcester, City Manager Ed Augustus says about 350 pieces of equipment will be out plowing Tuesday. He's asking everyone to stay home if possible.
I'm urging all of the folks in the city, businesses, institutions, organizations to consider closing for tomorrow. To help us keep the streets as clear as possible.
DPW Commissioner Paul Musi says the snow could fall at a rate of 4 inches of snow an hour at times, and whiteout conditions are possible. He says it will be more difficult for plow drivers to do their job.
I'm sure there'll be several hours during the day tomorrow where travel will be extremely dangerous, if not impossible. So just avoid those hours. Avoid traveling at all tomorrow. To allow us to try to catch up.
Meanwhile, most shoppers we spoke to say they plan on staying home for the day.
I think I'm going to probably take the day off and spend it with my kids.
You never know what you're going to get. Next week it could be 50.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
And travel is expected to be difficult tomorrow. The city of Worcester is putting its declared winter parking ban into effect, and the WRTA is suspending bus and van service beginning at midnight tonight. The parking ban will start at 2 a.m. Tuesday morning. City garages are free to the public until 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. Worcester Regional Transit Authority has suspended its fixed bus routes for tomorrow. Again, that is going into effect beginning at midnight tonight. We'll have a detailed look at the forecast coming up later in the show. A Worcester church opened its doors tonight to the homeless, and for the next 2 nights it will serve as a shelter during what is predicted to be a major winter storm. People were already lining up outside of St. John's Church on Temple Street. It opened its emergency overflow homeless shelter. The St. John's Food Pantry will remain open throughout the day on Tuesday. The church says they are opening their doors to people in need of a place to stay and to help get people out of the cold.
And we're going to be housing people over the night. We got a capacity of 50 people to house in during the night. At 7 o'clock in the morning, they will be transferred from the basement of the church to here to the St. Francis soup kitchen, which they're going to be served breakfast in here, lunch, and then we're going to keep them all during the day in here, keep them away from the storm in here, and by the afternoon, we will transfer them back to the basement of the church where they're going to be housed in there to be able to sleep and spend the night away from the storm.
And the city says an emergency shelter at Worcester Technical High School will be ready if needed for large-scale power outages or other emergencies requiring sheltering of a large number of people. Firefighters are warning of the dangers of carbon monoxide poisoning, saying there's a risk it can happen in homes and cars during heavy winter storms. Carbon monoxide is an odorless gas that causes flu-like symptoms and can result in death. Generators and furnace heaters produce carbon monoxide and can pose a danger during heavy snowstorms. Worcester Deputy Fire Chief John Sullivan says it's important residents take steps to prepare their homes for winter storms and make sure you have a working smoke and carbon monoxide detector.
Issue that we have sometimes with the snow is not with regard to power outages, but with the heating systems that have direct vents that are come out of the side of the house, they're by code, they're a certain amount of inches above the ground, but when we have a large snowstorm with drifting, they can be covered by the snow, and therefore the vent would not work properly. So you have to be aware, where your heating system is vented.
Firefighters remind residents to clear snow from heating vents outside your home and also shovel around the tailpipe of your car. The American Red Cross says they are coordinating with state and local emergency managers to begin preparations for the intense winter storm set to begin early Tuesday morning. Red Cross planners around the Commonwealth are readying emergency plans and volunteers in case power outages accompany the winter storm. The organization says they are also stocking up on emergency vehicles with supplies and are positioning them across the state to lend assistance to residents and first responders if needed. Tuesday's storm impacting travel across the Northeast, as well as dozens of scheduled events here in central Massachusetts. Our Andy Madison has a look at how people are rearranging their schedules to avoid tomorrow's heavy snowfall.
At Worcester's Union Station, Connecticut resident Tim Marcinek feels fortunate he's traveling today and not tomorrow.
I'm taking the train to South Station and then going to Logan, and then traveling out of Logan at 9:30 tonight.
With the possibility of 2 feet of snow in Massachusetts tomorrow, airports across the Northeast are canceling flights, and many are changing their plans to avoid the storm.
We're supposed to go to New York tomorrow, but seeing the weather's turning bad, we decided we'd go today.
And avoid being stranded. Worcester Regional Airport was a little busier than usual on Monday after JetBlue canceled all flights into and out of the airport for Tuesday.
There was a push today, obviously, because people do want to avoid the storm, and the airlines, including JetBlue, put in a storm policy.
Many events are also rescheduling across central Massachusetts, including the state basketball semifinal games at the DCU Center on Tuesday.
We were fortunate enough to get in here today, and the DCU, they've been available here for the rest of the week for us, so that's a good sign.
Heavy snow and high winds have officials warning people to stay at home and avoid any travel if possible. Those we spoke with traveling on Monday felt fortunate they were able to make arrangements to avoid the severe weather.
As long as it isn't raining, we're happy.
I was scared, at the beginning of the week that it was going to speed up and come here on Monday, afternoon, tonight, or, this afternoon, so I was definitely checking the weather. Yeah.
Tuesday's storm impacting travel plans for many across central Massachusetts and the Northeast. And it also could have a ripple impact into Wednesday as well. Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Below freezing temperatures lead many to use alternative heating sources, which, according to the Spencer Fire Chief, led to a fire on Oakland Ave Monday. Spencer Fire says there was a chimney fire in the wall of this home. Fire Chief Robert Parsons says the fire went to a third alarm because of the department needed assistance from Leicester and Paxton. He says the home did not have a working smoke detector, and this is important to have for the upcoming cold weather.
With the blizzard that's coming upon us now, using alternative means of heating, make sure your smoke detectors work. We have no working smoke detectors in this home. We did have a working CO detector. Make sure that whatever they're doing with heat, whether it's a pellet stove, wood stove, make sure the chimneys are clean. Make sure there's no issues with that. Don't use any alternative like kerosene. Those are illegal.
The fire department says everyone in the home is okay, including